You're listening to Rackman Christian Radio interviews with the Rackman, Michelle Hand, and King MC.
Come on and tune in, Rackman Christian Radio.
Hey, what up? It's your boy King MC, and you're listening to Rackman Christian Radio.
What's going on with you? Driving all over the United States?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going on with us. Driving all over the United States.
I guess it started back in last September, October. We went on a mini tour to Iowa and Kansas, and then it was a complete bust. The tour was poorly promoted. But we ended up meeting River City Boy through that, and then Mending Hope. Mm-hmm. We met them through that. And so we got good relationships out of that and made some connections at some churches. And then we came back and we started feeling restless in Phoenix. And we knew that God had more for us than just me going to work 9 to 5 and doing shows every other weekend or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't know if that meant moving or what that meant. So we got it in our idea we were going to go check out Nashville to go on the following spring. Mm-hmm. And that's what made sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I knew that was from God because I've always wanted to go do this, but she hasn't wanted to. So with her saying that, I knew that was from God. She has a missionary background, and I have, music, obviously. And so this is combining. We're not going to other countries and being missionaries, but we're being a missionary to our own country, going around and doing that. Started off in April. We booked until the end of May, and then we thought we were going to meet with this other group, and it turns out that didn't happen. God had different things for us, and so we got a little discouraged because we had only booked through May, and we were hoping to ride on the coattails of the other people, and we committed to 7 months of doing this. But right now, God had us meeting with individual people and doing ministry differently than just doing music.
Kind of like partnering with them?
No, like going to people and encouraging them and just fellowshipping and sharing with them. And
the fan, he had a longtime fan from Twitter in Ohio that found out we were going through her area, and she's like, please come see us,
Right.
And so we're like, we had planned to hang out in Pennsylvania until we had our whole next couple months planned out. We were like, we're not going anywhere until God, makes it very clear. And then we're like, but maybe in the meantime, we're actually supposed to do lower key ministry that doesn't look like the ministry we thought we were called to. And so we went, and it was, just an hour, but I don't know, it was a town that we would never have gone to. She wasn't able to get us booked for a show at her church or anything, but...
Isn't that interesting how God does that?
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at my own life where, at a young age, I went to a kids camp, and I got called by the Lord into ministry, and I thought I was going to be a pastor or a youth pastor or a song leader, right? Mm-hmm. And today I'm 48 years old, and I'm doing radio. Mm-hmm. And people call me a missionary.
Right.
And I'm like, seriously? Why is it? Well, because you're reaching into other countries, because you're ministering to people from around the world. And I like what you guys are doing, but at the same time I hear this, you had a plan, what you thought you were going to do, but actually what you're doing sounds like even more rewarding than the initial plan.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, we're definitely, going to go back to doing shows, but for this little break of time, we wanted to use the time that God's given us,
We got to meet up with Mending Hope again because he's in Ohio, and meet up with River City Boy again, and even just here. This is crazy, right? I mean, we both live on the west side of the country. We've known each other for about a year and a half now, and this is the first time we're meeting, but it's in Kansas.
Of all places.
Of all places. That's only because God was having us go around the country, and God brought you here for a different reason. But this is a divine appointment. I fully believe that, and so, and it's different. We've been able to get the fellowship and be able to minister in a different way than we thought we would. And at the same time, He's still getting us shows in the meantime for later in June, and the in July in Northern California in your area. So yeah, yeah. So that's crazy. And then we're already booking shows for September and October, and which just, I mean, he's like, just trust me. You know, I told you to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to provide the doors that I want open for you.
We've been reading a lot in Acts lately because it seems very applicable with Paul's journeys, and how he learned to discern like where he was meant to go and with the will of God. I've always really liked Acts 16, where like there's two different places that the Holy Spirit won't let him go and won't let him preach, and then he gets a dream and goes to Macedonia, and that's how the church was planted in Macedonia, which, if I remember correctly, I think that was the first time that the gospel came to Europe. At least that's something that I've heard.
You're right.
And that it's just interesting how, we read that and we walk away and we still get discouraged when there's closed doors, even though, we should know better. We should,
When the fan on Twitter was like, hey, I'm right on the other side of the border here from where you are, please come visit me.
Right.
And so I was like, that's what we're supposed to do in Ohio. We're not supposed to do a show there. We're supposed to minister directly to her. That was really cool.
So how long have you been doing this?
Since 2002.
Since 2002.
Since 2002.
So you had no experience with any music up until 2002.
No, well, okay, I've been King MC since, okay, I grew up listening to a lot of secular hip-hop, like Tupac and Snoop Dogg and all those guys, and I was trying to copy those, and this was before I got saved, and so I was writing my own hip-hop songs about basically to their music and stuff like that. I got saved, and I said, okay, I'm still going to write music, and I'll talk about you, God, but this is my music. I'll give you everything, but this is my music. I still want to do it this way. I still want to be on Death Row Records and still, do all this other stuff. And God said, nah, that's not cool. At Rebecca St. James, of all people, I was at Rebecca St. James' concert, and she said, if you have a talent that God gave you, He wants that back, and He wants to use it. And I was like, I felt like she was talking directly to me. And so I was like, okay, God, I could be on the smallest record label in the world, or no record label, and if you wanted me to, I could be heard worldwide. And I was like, it's yours, do what you want with it. And that year is when I released my first album. Yeah, it was on the internet, and I started getting emails from people in Belgium and Sweden, and I'm like, I'm being heard worldwide, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I just like, I know it's like, you give it to God, going to do what He's going to do with it,
John Waller's Crazy Faith. It's scary, but I'm going to give it all. I'm going to do it all.
To anybody that's out there that's trying to make it or trying to get on a record label, you can do more as an indie artist than you can on any record label. A lot of Christian music, and I can say this because I've been around since 2002 doing this. A lot of Christian music industry, the industry is run very similar to the secular music industry. They're there to make money. They're there to make money off of you. That's their job. Christ is second, if He's even there. And that's not to say everybody. That's to say a lot of them. And so if you're passionate about spreading the gospel and being true to God and yourself.
You're listening to Rackman Christian Radio Interviews with the Rackman and King MC.
Come on into Rackman Christian Radio.
Have you ever done any GoFundMe campaigns or stuff like that?
Yeah, they don't work. Yeah.
Sure they do. I could testify they do.
I guess I don't know how to do them right.
That's one of the ways that we get our support is through our crowd ride site that we have right now. That's how members of our church and different people will support us some of the time. And so that works sometimes.
Yeah, the miracle I'm walking in right now is Connie Whitlock from KCPM opened the door, basically. She was the one that God opened the door for, and she said, we'd like you to fly to Kansas and be a part of our award show. And I'm thinking, Connie, last time I checked, tickets are like $300 round trip. She goes, tell you what, I'm going to set up a fund for you, and we'll just ask people to give. Well, a friend of hers admitted to the hospital for cancer treatment and was dying. So you've got probably one of the most outgoing people I know who could probably raise thousands of dollars with her nonprofit organization completely off the grid. In 2 weeks, I raised $300 for the ticket. As of yesterday, we paid for the entire ticket. The round-trip ticket was $540. I had money coming into her account all the way up until yesterday. Now, on top of that, I had announced it, and I said, hey, people, I've got lodging, I've got the ticket, but if you can help me out with traveling expenses, I've got baggage fees, and I might have to pay for food, or, something might come up on the trip back. If you can help me out. Money started pouring into my personal account.
Oh, wow.
So when I think of things like GoFundMe and the other ones that I've used, I think it's a clear direction when God opens the door, rather than just arbitrarily starting something. And there's someone you and I know, he has a GoFundMe account. And the thing is he's had that GoFundMe account for 6 months, and he's raised $50.
Oh, wow.
I think the difference is when you make a decision to do that, just like you're doing right now, stepping out in faith and doing these tours and watching God unfold His master plan for you, which is different than what you thought, when He's the one that says, I'll bless what you do, the day you do that for a fundraiser is the day that will happen. And I can only say that from my experience, because in 3 years I've probably run 6 fundraisers.
Okay.
And it's never come out the way I expected it.
Okay.
Never. And the reason being is because I'm not the one in control.
Right.
Just like we give our music and our ministry to the Lord that He's given us so He can use it, sometimes we set things up and we go, okay, I decided to do this. Oh, it didn't work, I'm going to put it away. But the same principle of trusting God to watch a Twitter post or watching the door open for me to come to Kansas so that I could meet with you and 30 other people, that's all God.
Right.
Because we're walking in His footsteps and His ways. So tell me about the song One More Day.
One More Day, I like superheroes. I like comic books. I'm a huge geek, pop culture, huge geek. And, nowadays, there's all the Marvel movies and the DC movies, and superheroes are accepted, liking them, it's cool. But when I was in high school, they weren't cool. And I used to get picked on a lot. I used to get bullied a lot. And the thing about bullying is that, and it messed with my head quite a bit. You don't think you have any worth. You think maybe these people are right about you. Maybe you are better off dead, or whatnot. And the thing about bullying is, even though superheroes might be cool today, bullying's still going on. Kids are still being picked on in school, and and now it's even worse than when I was in high school, because kids are going on the internet and they're killing themselves, posting their suicide notes on the internet and then going and actually doing that. I just did a show in Alabama where I just found out, like a week before, that this man, his daughter was being bullied. 14-year-old daughter was being bullied. Came home and killed herself, and it's not worth it. You can't hit the reset button on that, And so this song, One More Day, talks about that. It talks about the problems of being bullied, and just being able to make it through one more day. That's all you have to do, is make it through one more day. You don't need to think about what's going to go on 10 years from now, 1 year from now. Just make it through one more day. And just keep your head up high and your feet on the ground. Yeah, I just wanted to be encouraging to those people that are struggling with that right now and going through that, because a lot of times adults and teachers they don't listen to the kids, or the victims are the ones that get blamed. They're like, well, what were you doing to make that happen, to make those kids pick on you? And that's messed up. That's messed up thinking, you know? It's just like, it doesn't matter what somebody did. The song is just, it's supposed to be encouragement, and it's also an upbeat song because I don't want it, because it's like you look for one more day. I want you to see the positive outcome, and that our God is bigger than anything that can happen to you, and He's going to take care of that. Don't focus on this. Focus on Him. Focus on making it for the next day.
If I can make it through one more day, I can make it through anything. I just gotta get my feet on the ground, keep walking the walk till the sun goes down. So just one more day, and I know that I got this. Yeah, I'ma tell the world that I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just one more day.
Today's the day they're gonna like me.
Not likely.
They always trying to fight me. It's frightening, and my psyche might be mighty, but they strike me with ices until my Nikes. You blame me for hating the hazing, that's crazy. That I'm fearing for my safety makes me a baby. They beat me in the stalls and post pictures on my wall. Can you tell me, y'all, how is this not against the law? Teachers call me a liar, sit behind the blinders. No advocates or fighters in my corners, only silence. I've never felt kindness, they're prime like a pride of lions. But to this mindless violence I find I'm a survivor. This moment here is timeless because of what's inside us. I'm fully learning bullies is spineless. Hey, science. They might be giants, but they're not the boss of me, and they ain't causing me one more day of atrocity.
One more day, I can make it through anything. I just gotta get my feet on the ground, keep walking the walk till the sun goes down. So just one more day, and I know that I got this. Yeah, I'ma tell the world that I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just one more day.
My best friend Jim sometimes acts a fool, and classmates stare at him because he dates a Native American. Like, oh, it's so embarrassing. They surrounded him, doused him in paintballs at his house again. How come when he's down the alchemist, his crowd of friends get fake like counterfeits? So he pounds his chest, screams to relieve all the amount of stress. He proudly says he's about to wow his friends, cause Jim has been reborn and bound again. So the moral is, you should listen close to what the chorus says. One day at a time, pay no mind to a bully, and be ready to go live your life fully, fully.
One more day, I can make it through anything. I just gotta get my feet on the ground, keep walking the walk till the sun goes down. Lord, just one more day, and I know that I got this. Yeah, I'ma tell the world that I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just one more day. One more day, I can make it through anything. I just gotta get my feet on the ground, keep walking the walk till the sun goes down. Lord, just one more day, and I know that I got this. Yeah, I'ma tell the world that I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just one more day.
King MC and Michelle need your help on their road travels. If you feel led to give, here's a website you can go to, crowdrise.com. Now, I'm going to give you the address, but it's pretty long, so get ready to write it down. crowdrise.com/change the world with King MC /fundraiser/Michelle Hand. I'll give you that address. before the end of the interview. Now, here's more of our interview with King MC. You're listening to Rackman Christian Radio interviews with the Rackman, Michelle Hand, and King MC.
This is King MC, and you're listening to Rackman Christian Radio, the internet's home for eclectic blends of Christian music, reaching all for Christ. We are Rackman Christian Radio.
The song that I got from you, which surprised me, because I had just interviewed this artist, Alicia Ann.
Alicia!
Yeah, was the song Fighter. And I mean, I kid you not, I had just finished it, I had broadcasted it, and I just finished the song with Alicia Ann. I'm like, she's holding out on me. She didn't even tell me about it. Yeah. Tell me about that song.
Well, I actually met her through you guys from Linda Adele. And so she connected me with Alicia. And I was like, hey, what about this? This is the song I'm doing. And she was down for it. And so, powers of the internet. And I just met her too. For real, in Nashville, we were at the same conference. And I knew that she was going to be there, and I was turning around, looking around for her. I couldn't find her. She was sitting right directly behind me, and I was just like, Alicia! And she's like, Erik! And so it was cool getting to actually meet her after working with her. But the song Fighter, it's called Fighter 2, because on my last album, Secret Identity, I have a song called Fighter. And it's also about being a fighter, but I couldn't think of anything to call it other than the Fighter 2. One of my really good friends, he had surgery and he wasn't able to walk after the surgery, but then when they told him he'd never walk again, he fought through that. He said, oh yeah? And he went through that and he runs marathons now. And it just blows doctors' minds. Last summer, he had to go in for surgery again. And so we were all nervous because it was the same type of surgery, that it was going to hurt his legs again. And so, I wanted to be an encouragement to him. And I see how courageous he is and how, the doctors tell him, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be. And he fights past it. He goes past it. And it's like, that's God for you. I don't know why God hasn't cured his cancer yet, or if he ever will. But I see that my friend just pushes on and fights through it, and it's very encouraging. And I know that it can be very discouraging for him. So I wrote this song for him and for other people that are battling cancer or other things. I know that prayers would be very much appreciated, and I just hope that God just pulls him in close to him during all of this.
Or not, it's time for opening shots. If they get blocked on the spot, doesn't mean you can stop. At all costs, you gotta squash all those negative thoughts. It's hard fought, whether win or loss, I'm giving you props. You might be defeated, your body weak and depleted, bruised and bleeding, too defeating, but you'll never be beaten. So be a beacon of freedom for everyone who is breathing. The bell is ringing on your feet and get your fist and start swinging. This is your life. Don't think twice, the time for playing nice is over. That's right, there's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What? You gotta get up and fight. Remember, this is your life. Don't think twice, the time for playing nice is over. That's right, there's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What? Throw off the gloves, because enough is enough. Life is rough, and sometimes you fisted cuffs in the mud. Then get up and shrug and brush off the blood. Don't be stunned that you're tough, you're not done, you just begun. Nothing's final till it's final. Being idle, suicidal, it's vital that you go tribal on your rival. This is not a recital, this is for your survival. There is more on the line than a person felt for a title. Remember, this is your twice, time for playing nice is over. That's right, there's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What? You gotta get up and fight. Remember, this is your life. Don't think twice, time for playing nice is over. That's right, there's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What?
Face to face with your giant. Thoughts of defeat are so vibrant. Hope in the Lord keeps you defiant. Only with Him you'll be triumphant.
You're at the end of the match and you run out of gas. All you wanna do is just crash into paddle the mat. Well, whining's for brats and crying's for cats. You're just refining your stance because time's your chance. Take your feet on the ground, hold out for one more round. You gotta pounce when it counts and rebound when you're down. Announce to the crowds that this is your house. Now make a vow that those doubts are no longer allowed.
Get up and fight. No quit tonight. Don't hide your light. Get up and fight. No quit tonight. Don't hide your light.
You gotta get up and fight. Remember, this is your life. Don't think twice. Time for playing nice is over. That's right. There's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What? You gotta get up and fight. Remember, this is your life. Don't think twice. Time for playing nice is over. That's right. There's a price for your prize. Yo, that's just my advice, cause you're a fighter. What? You're a fighter. What?
To find out more about King MC's ministry, go to facebook.com/King MC Music. You're listening to Rackman Christian Radio interviews with the Rackman, Michelle Hand, and King MC.
This is King MC. Thank you for listening and supporting Rackman Christian Radio. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/Rackman Christian Radio. Coming up, more eclectic blends of great Christian music.
Now, last song I'm going to ask you about was by some guy named Jimmy Needham. You want to name the song and tell us about it?
Jimmy Needham and I did a song called Changing the World. I met Jimmy through Kickstarter, so I guess those things do work for some people.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, so I met, he had one of his tiers was to collaborate with him on a song. So I had the opportunity, but I wasn't ever able to get to Dallas to do the song with him, and he just happened to be on tour, so his manager hooked it up to where he was coming through Phoenix, so we actually sat down.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got to sit down and write the song together. The song is about changing the world, basically through love. You know, obviously the love of God, because love in itself isn't going to do anything. You need Christ's love. It's direct. Christ is the only thing that can actually change the human heart. And so specifically talk to the church in that, because the church is stereotypically not loving, you know?
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Well, I mean, especially the church in America. I don't know about the church worldwide, but you know, we come off as hateful and uncaring and bigoted and all this stuff. And that's not who Jesus is. He set out to change the world. He did change the world. I mean, our calendars changed because of him. He did change the world.
Making headlines, bright like a headlight. We're changing the world. Even the landmines can't stop us tonight. We're changing the world. What you know about it? What you know about it? What you know about it?
They told me to leave him. Even they were the air that they're breathing. King MC is teaming with Jimmy Needham to help lead them to freedom. Give them a reason. Jesus is more than the season. The enemy be defeated. As you can see in the reading. Time to change the world, boys and girls. Lay down your words and pick up love. It's the stuff that crush all the hurts. Now reading the word is what Jesus prefers. He takes those the world deserts and gives them their worth. So who are you to blame them? The Lamb of God was slain in blood that covers up the stains that we have bathed them. From the lame and all the way into the famous. Those who say his name, he will claim them and save them. Let's face it. Grace is not what we have made it. It's not a case-by-case basis. We can't fake it. Go back to the basics with love like it's amazing. The planet's in our hands. Here's our chance to change it.
Making headlines, bright like a headlight. We're changing the world. Even the landmines can't stop us tonight. We're changing the world. What you know about it? What you know about it? What you know about it?
Throw up the roadblock, but baby we won't stop. We're not giving up, lift him up and watch the foes drop along the armed guards. My soldiers, we march hard. If we happen to fall apart, yeah, recharged by his scars. Now take it to the streets, teach and preach the cross. It's great you speak Greek, but how does that reach the lost? If they're lost in translation, then where does that place them? If your presentation is hindering their salvation, so stop that, backtrack and recap, then escape that last trap and attack. Got the enemy in our sights, this ends tonight, shining bright for the light, the Christ and all his might. Where my soldiers at? Cause Satan, we ain't holding back. We won't relax till your reign smoldering ash. Did you catch that? I said we ain't holding back. We won't relax till your reign smoldering ash.
We're making headlines, bright like a headlight. We're changing the world. Even the landmines can't stop us tonight. We're changing the world. Bring on the opposition. It won't stop our position. We're not moving. We're not moving. We won't stop when you say so. A million souls to hell. We're not moving. We're not moving. Making headlines, bright like a headlight. We're changing the world. Even the landmines can't stop us tonight. We're changing the world. We're making headlines, bright like a headlight. We're changing the world. Even the landmines can't stop us tonight. We're changing the world. Changing the world, we're changing the world, we're changing the world.
There's a little improv for you. Put that on the album. Holla back.
Come on into me, Rackman Christian Radio.
The song is about, it's about challenging the church to go out and change the world, because that's what Jesus called us to do. He called us to go out and make disciples. He didn't call us to go out and make converts. He didn't call us and tell us to build church numbers. He told us to go out and make disciples. You can only do that through relationships, through love.
Well, I like your stuff. It's very unique.
Oh, thank you.
I especially like the fact that you can sing.
Sing?
Sing, yeah. I've heard you sing.
Oh, I don't know where, but okay. you gotta stay out of my shower there.
Yeah. No, but I really appreciate your ministry and connecting with you too.
I'm just glad he's always working on us. I'm glad that there's always something that he could be doing. I don't want to reach that point where I don't need God. And thankfully, this side of heaven, actually, there's never going to be a time, even that side of heaven, where you don't need God. And so I'm thankful for that, because I can't do it on my own.
Well, I'm thankful that these last 3 years have been all growth, all change, always something new. Now, it doesn't mean there aren't periods of me being impatient.
Oh, no.
And being bored out of my skull waiting for God to do something. When I look back at all that he's done, I mean, started as a hobby, and now I'm traveling across the United States to be a part of award ceremonies and hobnob with the artists that I've been playing their music for, and doing impromptu interviews in the field, and this is what I dreamed about, along with everything that I believe God's told me to do to shine the light. I also get blessed by doing things that I get to get affirmation for, and I think I know you understand what that means.
Yeah.
You've been traveling and watching God unfold plans and rewarding you for what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's I can't even describe everything that we've seen and been through and experienced. It's just been, every town has been different, and there's just been new blessings and new opportunities in every town. Nothing has been the same, and I can't even describe it. This is a dream come true, you know.
Yeah.
So. And so I've met a lot of people that I'm doing collaborations with. I started working with River City Boy today. I have another song with High Tide on the horizon. I don't know if you know who Dusty Marshall is. He's a Christian hip hop artist from Nevada. I have a song with him that I'm going to be working on. And then there's other people. I'm really hoping to work with Hee-Sun Lee.
I know that name.
Yeah, she is my favorite rapper. Everybody, listen to me right now. If you have the opportunity to get my music or her music, do her music. It's amazing. I love Hee-Sun Lee, my favorite rapper. That's your plug. Get her music, and then mine's free anyway, so you can just come back and get mine.
To find out more about King MC's ministry, go to facebook.com/King MC Music. King MC and Michelle need your help on their road travels. If you feel led to give, here's a website you can go to, crowdrise.com. Now I'm going to give you the address, but it's pretty long, so get ready to write it down. crowdrise.com/change the world with King MC /fundraiser /Michelle Hand.
Thinking now I'm hating exactly what I'm needing. I said I was there, but no one else but the Lord. Get through this pain that I'm feeling, I try so hard to ignore. I feel His presence evermore in those 6 days before. He's always with me, so it's fellowship with you I came for. Instead just slamming the door, which hammers harder than Thor. It feels like we've been through war, and I need to be restored. Not asking a lot, or demanding your thoughts. It's just intriguing where religion begins, the church stops. Praise and raise and praying and aiming. You're always greeting the same friends, and I don't know my placement. I bet someday we'll be hanging. You'll remember my name then. You'll act so shocked to finally hear just what I've been saying. Over years, it's just the tide of many people's opinions. If I could make it that long, I bet I'll be welcomed in. To start getting my message, asking why I never mentioned. As if answers can't be given in the absence of questions. I dreamt that you might know me, but contempt's what you show me. I need to repent and resent and revenge that is growing. Cause I'm lowly and all the holies dressed up in the church. Holies while the lowly is holding on only for the doting. As you're seeking out to know me, see my heart slowly opening. I'm taking steps towards showing who I am, grace is flowing. Take this slowly, I'm really not ready to start hoping. If you love me, then you'll show me, that's the least that you owe me.
Gotta have faith that's in the dark. Gotta let go of all the scars. Everyone needs a little spark. They all love me, falling stars. Falling stars.
This is King MC. Thank you for listening and supporting Rackman Christian Radio. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/Rackman Christian Radio. Coming up, more eclectic blends of great Christian music.
I'm on internet, Rackman Christian Radio.